It's the Standard Pauper Show. It's a show about Standard Pauper. And welcome to the next episode. That's right, it's less than 2 weeks away. The release online, Born of the Gods. So, remember to start thinking up more and more ways to use those new commons. I know you can do it. I know you've been dreaming about it. Anyway, what happened this week in Standard Pauper? It was the MPDC dun 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 World Series. Actually, it's not World Series. They just call it Worlds. But since that is not common lingo to me, I like thinking of it as a World Series. What do we got? It was 28 players. Pretty cool. They had it open this time. You didn't have to qualify for it. Anyone who showed up could participate, which I believe is different than the last time. I think that's kind of nice. Everybody can get a piece of the world's action. Mono Black came in first. It's been out of the top slot for a while. Then you have Mono White, then Hexproof. So let's go through this. Mono Black, Mono White, Hexproof, Mono White, Mono White, Mono White. Is it Orzhov? Yeah, there is a clear winner as far as number of top slots. Interesting enough, I think the Mono White deck got even stronger with this release. So, let's look at the winner. Mono Black. Basilica Screecher. Nice card. Disciple of Phoenix. Gray Merchant. Corpse Hauler. Perilous Shadow. I've never been on board with that card. Grizzly Spectacle. Freakus Cure. Quag Sickness. Read the Bone. Stab Wound. Then over the sideboard, Devour Flesh for the Hexproof. Same with the Baleful Eidolon, I would guess. Crypt Incursion. Minotaur Abomination. I don't know if this is any better than Maze Abomination. I think having Death Touch, even though you give up 1 toughness, it seems to me that that Death Touch is pretty handy. But anyway, Syndicate Enforcer and Corpse Hauler again. Let's see what we got. Here's an opening hand. This is all removal. Is that worth keeping? We are the control deck on this one. You know what? I would probably go ahead and keep it. Let's look at what the next 6 cards are. Here are the next 6. You get another land, so you can already cast your Grizzly Spectacle. Get the Corpse Hauler, which is your only creature for the next 6 draws. I mean, you could probably have total dominance of the board at that point, but you aren't making any headway for a long time. So, something to consider. Here's a mana curve. Really stout in the 2 to 4. This 5 here is the Gray Merchant. Pretty cool. Now, let's talk about how I would change it. This week I did play Mono Black. It was interesting. I'll post those later. I think, though, that I would replace Perilous Shadow with Marsh Titan when it comes out, because it's doing the exact same thing you want to do anyway when you're trying to get your Phoenix and the Merchant out. And replace the Minotaur Abomination with it as well. Because technically if you have to hard cast it, it's 1 more mana than the Abomination, but odds are that you'll never cast it for the full cost, which is handy. Okay, let's see. Now, what I want to do, let's go through, get rid of all these, get rid of the sideboard, and I'm not really going to talk about replacing Read the Bones, because you need card draw. So, let's talk about these 4 spells. What I want to replace something with is Asphyxiate. Destroy untapped creature. I think it's worth a shot. I think it can be used quite a bit. It's only 3 mana. I just cannot stand the sorcery speed. But let's compare. Grizzly Spectacle. You're giving up instant speed. It costs 1 less mana. I say these are roughly equal. Feel free to disagree. Please post your arguments in the comments where they should go. So I think if you wanted to make a 1-for-1 change here, I don't think you'd be too bad off. Choice is yours. Let's look at Pharika's Cure. I think there are two different. I would not replace any Pharika's Cure with Asphyxiate. There's so many 2 toughness and lower creatures that I think you're giving up way too much at that instant speed. And that 2 life isn't insignificant at times. Quag Sickness. I don't really know how to compare these. Roughly the same mana cost. Well, the converted mana cost is the exact same. Since you're playing an all-black deck, it is the same. So, what do you have? This is Enchant. This is Destroy. So you have... This one relies on the number of swamps you have. This one can kill anything as long as it's untapped. I don't know which is better, but if you're ever stuck at 3 mana, there's going to be several things that you're not going to get rid of. And there's a lot of counters for enchantments right now, a lot of enchantment hate. But on the other hand, Quag Sickness does add to your devotion count. So, I can go either way on this one. Stab Wound. This is very handy. Again, it's the same kind of situation, but Stab Wound does hit the opponent for 2 life every turn. Not going to kill as many things as Quag Sickness, but maybe that's not what you want to do. Maybe you're really just wanting them to suffer each turn. Not sure which is better, worse, what have you. Again, lots of enchantment hate out there. If we move to the sideboard, Devour Flesh, I don't think these are equal. I think this serves a very specific purpose, especially against hexproof, that you're not going to want to take any of these out because the whole point is bringing them in. That's a super gross picture back there, by the way. So, here's what I would do, or what I am going to do when the cards are available. I already mentioned the Titans. I took out 1 of each just to see which one I wanted. So when I have this in my hand, I'm going to think, would I have rather it been a Stab Wound, Quag Sickness, or Grizzly Spectacle? And when you make that decision, you can kind of adjust or take them all out. Maybe it's just not worth it. But I think it is useful enough to warrant staying in there. Alright. Well, that's it for this week on the show. Not a lot happened, so not a lot too much to talk about, and the runner-up White Weenie I've discussed ad nauseum at times. So, subscribe to the channel. We got a Twitter, we got the website. I believe Bava will be streaming from the Google site, which will end up on the YouTube channel. So again, thanks for watching, and have a good day.